Now, today concept is development of user or programmer defined methods. So, I already told that what is a method means. Simply methods are used for perform some operations. It may be summation of two numbers, addition or subtraction of two numbers, or matrix multiplication, or whatever it may be. To perform some operations in Java, we are using the concept called methods. So, what is simply a method means to perform some operations, we are using the concept of methods. In C language, we use the terminology as functions, but coming to our Java, we are using the name as method. And this method contains three phases. The first phase is method must take the input, and that method will process that input, and that method will give some result by taking some that input. So these are the three phases we are using in the concept of functions. That method must take the input, the method must process the input, and that method must give some result. And method contains three parts. First part is method call, method definition, and method declaration. And how many approaches we are having to define a method means we are having four approaches. The first approach is the method will take the input and the method will return the output. Method will take the input and method will return the output. The second one is method will not take the input and method will not return any output. The third one is method will take the input, method will not return output. The fourth one is method will not take the input and method will return the output. These are the four approaches where we can define the methods. And what is the syntax to define the methods means return type, method name, some list of parameters if any, and open brace, closing brace in between them, some block of statements. So return type, method name, list of parameters. This statement is called as method heading. Method heading. And within the open brace and closing brace some block of statements, these represents the method body. So what is a return type means the type of the value written by the method. It may be int type or it may be float type or it may be double type. So which type of value is it that method is returning? That is called as return type. Return type may be integer type, float type, character, boolean, double, whatever it may be. That type of the value written by that method is called as return type. And if the method is does not return any value is called as simply the type of return type is called as void return type. Means if the method does not return any value is called simply it is what? It is returning the type is called as void type. And method name means it represents any valid variable name. Any valid variable name treated as a method name. This method name may contains one word, two words, three words, or any number of words. But the condition is first word, first letter should be small. And next second word, third word onwards, second word, first letter should be capital, third word, first letter should be capital. So on, any number of words may come, but first word, first letter should be small, then second word, third word, so on, the first letter should be capital. That type of notation is called as Hungarian notation or camel case notation. Means if any word like this, if you take some words, if you assume this is a method name. Sum is one word, half is two words, three is this is also word, num is also like this. There are four words. What is Hungarian notation saying? First word, first letter should be small, like this. First letter should be small, and second word onwards, the first letter should be capital. This should be capital. This should be capital. And fourth word, first letter should be capital. So Hungarian notation is saying that first word, first letter should be small. Further subsequent words of first word, first letter should be capital. This is called as Hungarian notation. And list of formal parameters means this represents some variable names. What is the purpose of representing variable names means these variable names will hold the values coming from the method call. Suppose for example, if I declare sum of 10 comma 20 like this I declare, and I defined a method while sum int x comma int y. Like this, I define some method. So this 10 will go into x and this 20 will go into y. Now x contains some 10, y contains some. So like this, what is the parameters? And these are the very valid variable names. These will hold the values of the method calls. The method call contains some values. So these values are held by the variables like this. And block of statements, these are some executable statements perform some operations. For example, define method for computing the sum of two numbers. So I already told that there are to define a method we have four approaches. Method will take the input and return the output. Method will not take the input and will not return the output. And method will not take the input and will return the output. And method will take the input and will not return the output. Like this, these are the four approaches are there. The first approach is a method will take the input and return the output. In this approach, method should take the input and method should return the output. So assume the method name is sum. That sum method should take the input like this. Take the input like this int x comma int y, and here I gave 10 and 20 as method call. So if I declare like this, 10 value will be stored in x and 20 value will be stored in y. So method is taking some values as input, x as 10, y as 20. And here I perform some operation of addition of like this 10 plus 20 and returning this 30 as this z value will be written here. So method is taking the input and return some value 30 to the output. That is the first approach. Method will take the input and will return the output. And second approach is method will not take the input and will not return the output. Means method should not take any input values and the method will not return any output values like this. In the method definition, in the method name I already told that sum. This sum method does not taking any parameter values. So method does not taking any values. And method see here in the method call I just mentioned method name only. I am not passing any parameters. So when I invoke some method, directly it will controller comes to here. A value is 10. A value is 10 here, and B value is 20 here, and C is equal to A plus B. 10 plus 20 is equal to 30 here. So directly here I printed C value. It is here I am not returning any value. That's why what is the return type is? Return type is void. I am not returning any value. And the third approach is method will take the input and will not return the output. Means method has to take some input and it should not return any output values. Like this, method name is sum here. Method is taking some values like 5 and 6. 5 and 6 means x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 6. Here multiplication operation is performed means z is equal to 5 into 6. That means 30. So directly here I printed some z value. I am not returning any value. That's why what is the return type? Void. So method is taking some input values from the method call and does not returning any output. The last approach is method is not taking any input values and it should return some output. Means here method name is sum. It does not taking any parameter values. Nothing, no parameters taking. And whenever invoke the sum method, controller comes to here. What is A value? 10 value. What is B value? 20. What is C means A plus B means 10 plus 20. That's equal to 30. So here C value is 30. And what did I have to? I have to return this value means I have to mention return C value like this mention. Then this C value will be written here. That is the fourth approach.